Looks like we are testing our broadcast as usual, making sure that everything's good to go. And before we get this off and rolling, but now that we're up and going, good morning, YouTube world. Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? Hope everybody's having a great day. I know here it's a little overcast. We're hoping for a little rain. Good morning, Thomas Schmidt Homestead. How are you this morning? We're keeping our fingers crossed that we might get a little bit. If nothing else, at least maybe it'll cool it down a little bit. It's been rolling in the 90s. This morning it's 63, it says, so I can live with that. 63 is good, especially since I got to go out in the garden this morning. Sorry, got a wild hair there. Oh yeah, so it's only supposed to be 87 today. Hey, at least that's not 90, right? But it's going to make up for it tomorrow. It's supposed to be 99. And 99 on Monday, and looks like we might get a little chance of rain middle of next week, but we'll have to see what happens. Wiccan Chickens, good morning. How are you this morning? It should be a pretty nice day, even though it's going to be a little overcast. We'll live with it, enjoy it. But like I said, it's supposed to hit in the upper 80s today. That's a nice change from the 90s it has been. So yesterday it was about 98. So there you go. Supposed to be 93 in Ohio. It's already 74 in New York, huh? All right. Well, see, at least it's consistent. It's hot everywhere. But the garden is loving the sun. The pumpkins and zucchini and all the squash are going nuts. The peas aren't real keen on the heat, but I'm keeping them good and watered. The beans don't seem to mind the heat. They're doing well. They're all starting to bloom and look good. The corn's about waist high now already, so it's doing good. But like I said, about the only thing that isn't really loving the heat is the peas. So, and I did get them in a little late. That was because I was waiting on my weed barrier. So unfortunately, it is what it is, and we'll make do with what we got. I did plant a bunch of purple hulls, and the purple hulls don't seem to mind the heat. So, but we'll get her going from there, right? But like I said, should be a pretty good day today, and I'm hoping that y'all have a blessed day, and that's doing well where you're at. Everybody's feeling well this morning and doing well. It's been a little crazy kind of everywhere with everything that's been going on. So we'll just leave that as it is. It's crazy. So I don't like to delve into those things. So just upsets me, upsets the family. So we'll stay away from them. But anyways, I hope your gardens are doing good. I mean, geez, all this warm weather we've been getting, at least out here. I don't know if everybody's been getting it, but I know a lot of the country has. I hope your gardens are taking off and doing well. So how about it, you guys? Let me hear it. How's your gardens doing? Hopefully you've got them started and they're starting to climb for the sky and do well. I'm sorry. I got my my trusty puppy dog beside me here. She's keeping me company this morning. Come on, baby. Huh? She's a chocolate lab. She's 11, so just hit 11. So Mama and I were talking. We're thinking it might be time to get a pup here pretty soon. So this one's been so good that hopefully we can get a pup and she can teach it. So she's real good about staying close to home, and especially, you know, living here in town makes it kind of tough, you know. Oh, dadgum. Well, I hope y'all are feeling better. You know, I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you, and I'll keep you in my prayers. I hope that you know, those neck surgeries don't slow you down too much. And maybe you could get a mater plant planted in a 5-gallon bucket or something, you know. Hey, anything's better than nothing, right? Even if it's just in a 5-gallon bucket on your porch. So I this past year I did a small lettuce garden just right up front. Dadgummit. Hair won't leave me alone. And we did just a real small little lettuce garden in a split 55-gallon drum right up here on the porch, and it did real well for us. Gave us quite a bit of lettuce. I just planted the Rocky Top mix from Baker Creek, and then I planted the salad mix from M.I. Gardner in there. And it did real well. So, like I said, it's just a split 55-gallon drum, plastic one, and threw some soil in there. We split it long ways and threw a little soil in there, and called it good, you know. So it did real well. I mean, that's in addition to the garden we've got out back, but I put this one. Sorry, drive me nuts. I put this one on the front porch on purpose. My front door faces almost due east, so all it gets is sun till about 11 o'clock, which is perfect for lettuce, as you know. So it doesn't get too hot out there, and it doesn't make it want to bolt so fast, because it's not getting all that sun. Dadgum thing. And so it does real well. So I haven't planted it this year. Right now I've got a bunch of yarrow and stevia in it, so I'll be harvesting that pretty quick, and then I'll probably plant it with another lettuce mix again. It was real handy having that just right there on the front porch, you know. Only takes a few weeks to get up to size, and we just continually reseeded it throughout the year. And so we had fresh lettuce and greens pretty much whenever we wanted them for quite a while. So I like doing the 5-gallon buckets and the 3-gallon buckets. We planted last year. We planted all kinds of stuff in them. I've got let's see, 4, 5, 6. I think I split 3 barrels, so I think I've got 6 long ones, and then I've got 2 short ones. And then I took the center ring. We split one in thirds. Just took the bottom third and the top third, and made raised beds out of them year before last. And so I took the center ring that has no top or bottom, and I wasn't sure what to do with it, so I just tossed it out on the front lawn, put some weed barrier under it, and filled it full of dirt. And last year we planted cantaloupe in it, that was an adventure, because every time I mowed the lawn, I had to go out and move all the vines. But it did really well. It produced very well. Not as well as the not as well as the ones that I had out in the back in the garden, but it did do very well. So your lettuce is still in the microgreen stage. Yep. Mine took off. I had last year. I haven't planted. Like I said, I haven't planted it this year. Last year it was about 3 inches tall in about 3 weeks. So I mean, it was small, but it's great for salad. You know, baby greens. So it's perfect for salads and such. So, but it did do very well. So we're hoping this year that it does pretty much the same thing. You know, just kind of takes off and does well. So, well, my antivirus just kicked on, telling me it's running. But like I said, I planted those cantaloupes up front. They did well. I wish they'd have done better. I think that the wife and I talked about it, and I got a couple of spots up front that I think I'm gonna. Excuse me. I think I'm gonna mix up some dirt and mix it with some of the natural soil, and plant some watermelons and some cantaloupes up in my front yard, just for everybody. I mean, I don't care if people just come by and grab them. That's what they're there for. So, but I'll probably just plant some of those up there. They seem to do pretty well in the heat, as long as they're kept watered. So that's what I'll do. I'll keep them good and watered, and then we won't worry about them, you know. So I got most of my stuff set on timers, so that all I got to do is go out and twist a knob, and it runs a designated amount of time. But the only downfall that I seem to be having is I tried to set myself up a nice sprinkler system out in the garden, and apparently I don't have enough water pressure to run 5 shrub sprinkler heads spaced about 12 feet apart. So I don't know what's going on. I plugged into it the other day, and I had 2-inch pop-ups on there is what I had on there originally, and it wouldn't even pop them up, not at all. So I went and I picked up some shrub heads, hoping that would do the trick. So after picking up the shrub heads, I ran them, and it just it would only run them maybe 3 feet out. So, you know, they're supposed to be 12-foot sprinkler heads, and they're only running about 3 feet. So that tells me I have very low water pressure. So, and being in the city, there's not a lot I can do about it. So let's see. He said, you're going to try some taters this weekend. There you go. Do them in barrels. Okay. Yeah, barrels is always good. I tried them in one of those 4-foot by 4-foot boxes one year. Did pretty good for me. Not like fantastic, but it did do great for me. I'm sure part of it was the fact that my soil was fairly compacted, and it was my first year doing it, so I wasn't, you know, super on top of it. You're supposed to, once the greens start to pop up, you know, you're supposed to go out there, cover them with a little layer of straw, and then add a little layer of dirt, and then let them grow back up through it, and then do the same thing again. And I wasn't super vigilant on it, but they did pretty good for me. Um, it was really easy to harvest because I just undid 4 screws, pulled a board off, and just reached in there and grabbed whatever taters I wanted, and so that was it, for the way that it was set up to harvest. It was very easy, so which was kind of nice. So far, nothing's been as easy as Ruth's stout method. I spread out a 2-foot row of straw, and I just kind of threw a little stuff over it to keep it down and in place in case it got windy, and left it there for about 4 months. I guess I left it there before planting season started. And if it snows where you're at, even better. You throw all that straw out before the snow, and the snow will hold it all down for you. So, but then come springtime, I just went out there and I had a bunch of little potato starts, cut the eyes out, and just basically pulled back a little of the straw, dropped them in there, and covered them back up. I planted I can't remember if it was 20 or 30 pounds of seed taters. I think it was 20, and just little eyes. I probably got 3 or 4 good seed eyes out of each tater, and just dropped them on the ground, covered them up with the straw, and it did fantastic. I mean, I'm here to tell you, I don't know, it was easily 200 pounds. So, I mean, and they just grow right there underneath the straw, right there on the surface. Once the greens started coming up through the straw, went out through another layer of straw on top of that, and they did fantastic. And harvesting was a snap. I mean, literally go out there and harvest with a pitchfork. So it was just super, super easy. So if you ever get a chance to try it, give it a try. It works real well. So I don't have the space right now to do taters. Otherwise I would, because we're just on a little city lot. Baby, close the door. We just have a little city lot, and so there's not a lot of space, but we make do with what we got. So, what else y'all got going? Got Thomas Schmidt says he's gonna try some taters and some barrels. Who else got any stuff going on? Yes, baby. You gotta turn your tablet all the way down. Okay? My 6-year-old. So.
But it would be good music.
No, turn it down. She's the baby. So. You gonna take it in the other room? Okay. I love you.
Love you too.
She is hooked on Roblox, I think is what she's playing. It's either Roblox or Minecraft, one of the two, but that little girl is on it. So we give her her time in the morning. We'll go out here in a little bit, and we got a bunch of zucchini and yellow squash to harvest. So my oldest granddaughter is 4. So yeah. So now you see the age difference between my kids. My oldest daughter is 31. My youngest daughter is 6. So we have 6 kids. So and 3 granddaughters. So 4. Nope, she's not 3 yet. She won't be 3 until July. So it's coming up pretty quick. But Here in a couple weeks, she'll be 3, and then the youngest one is 2. So. So we've covered weather, we've covered gardens. Has anybody added any new animals to their homestead so far this year? I know for us, as some of you that watch, we've added chickens. So we added 7 Americanas or Americanas. Excuse me. It looks like we're probably going to end up with 2 going to freezer camp, because being here in town, can't afford to have any roosters. So looks like we may end up with 2, but that's okay. Still gives us 5 laying hens, and actually for where we are, and what we eat, that's probably pretty perfect. I mean, I eat 3 eggs every day, so, but every morning for breakfast, that's pretty much what I have is 3 eggs. So, and my 13-year-old daughter, she'll eat 1 or 2. So, Wicked Chicken says hers are 26, 24, 22, 21, and 19. 1 granddaughter and 5 grandsons, huh? Wow. Yep, we got 6 kids and 3 grandkids. 31, 29, 23, 22, 13, and 6. So. All right, just picked up some meat birds, huh? Man, I can't wait until we can do meat birds. We're trying to get out of town. We rent in town right now, and oh, I bet you do. I bet you do miss them. Too much crud and all them other things. So, 100 laying hens. That's a lot of eggs, guys. That's a whole lot of eggs. That's more than we eat. So what are you getting? Probably about 90 a day. So that's a whole lot of eggs. So what's that? 7.5 dozen a day. So that's good if you're selling them. If you're trying to eat them, though. But eventually, we'd like to get a smaller place outside of town that we can get a few more animals. And I've always said that what I wanted was about 30 laying hens. And I'd just sell the extra eggs or give them away. Doesn't honestly make a bit of difference to me. I'd just as soon take them to the food pantry and as anything else. But like I said, I've always wanted anywhere from 25 to 30 laying hens. We eventually would like to get some pigs and some goats, and maybe a milk cow. We'll see. So, but yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. 5 to 6 dozen a day. Oh, mixed flock. Okay, okay. That's a lot of eggs. I mean, when my oldest ones were growing up, yeah, we'd go through some eggs. So, I mean, it was nothing for it. Well, even still, I mean, when I cook breakfast for everybody in the morning, you know, we'll do anywhere from 10 to 12 eggs. So just for us, and there's myself, my wife, my 13-year-old, and my 6-year-old here at home. So we'll go through 10, 12 eggs. So there you go. See, and that's exactly what I was talking about. Donate them to the food pantry. Help those less fortunate. That's what it's all about, right? I mean, that's one of the reasons we got into doing a lot of this was self-sufficiency, but also because we knew that we could help out others, and that's always a good thing. So I know right now, because my hens are still young, I mean, they're only 2.5 months, we're still buying eggs. So, but we go through 3 18 packs every 2 weeks. So and that's just, and like I said, I don't get up every morning and cook breakfast. So but when I do, we'll drop a dozen eggs. So, but I'm hoping to at least drop that number. I don't mind living in town. I don't mind having to buy, maybe a dozen eggs every couple of weeks, and still have our own. But if it gets to the point where we're getting 4 or 5 eggs every day, then that's perfect. So, because like I said, I mean, I eat 3 a day, so that's actually about perfect. Got a friend who may be getting us some hens that are already laying, and so I might pick up 4 or 5 of those as well, but we'll have to wait and see. So, but I am looking forward to seeing them grow. I've always liked Aracanas, so I think they're definitely one of the most beautiful chickens, and has so many different colors and unique looks. So, but yeah, sell the rest. Exactly right. Sell the rest. So, well, I'm running out of a whole lot of things to talk about this morning. So, anybody else want to talk about some stuff? Find out my views on stuff, whatever, go ahead, ask the questions. So it's been a pretty unique year, let's put it that way. Whoever said, oh, 2020 is going to be so much different than every other year, well, they were right. It's different. But I hope everybody's staying safe. I hope everybody's doing well. I worry about y'all. I know I'm in an area here in New Mexico. In New Mexico, we don't have a lot of cases. I mean, if I was to pull it up, let's see. Nope. That's Georgia. There it is. According to the current numbers, there's only 10,260 cases in New Mexico. So compared to other states with the same number of people, I'd say we're doing pretty darn good. We just broke the 10,000 mark yesterday, so I'd say that's pretty awesome. So there's a lot of other places out there and people out there that are not doing quite as well. They're not faring as well as we are. So I just hope that everybody else is doing well. So come on, silly thing. My phone's acting the fool. I was trying to bring up the U.S. map, but apparently it doesn't want to come up. But, oh well, that's all right. That's all right. We'll just call it good. But you know, it is what it is, right? And we're all going to make the best out of it. And hopefully, you know, we'll do well. So, but let's make the best of a bad situation and do what we're going to do. So, all we can do is keep on trucking, right? As a homesteader, shelter. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the shelter in place didn't really affect me. I was quite happy with what I had. I work daily on a military installation, so it doesn't really bother me that I had to get stuck in place, you know. So it's not that big of a deal. I work at a military base. I work on generators, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, they've got us on a pretty lax schedule, really. I mean, I work 1 week on, 1 week off. So right now I'm fine with that, you know. It's definitely allowing me to get a whole lot more stuff done in my garden and stuff like that. So, which is really nice. But so that's, I mean, it's real nice to be able to get all that stuff done in the garden. So, and I mean, was able to build my chicken tractor and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure I still would have got it built, even if I hadn't been off, but it would have taken a lot longer, you know, whereas I could pretty much knock it out in a day. And if come on. If I hadn't been off work, then I'd have just been working on it in the evenings. Oh, baby. So, and then that would have definitely taken a lot longer. Anyways, like I said, don't have a lot to go talk about this morning. Just pretty much saying hi, seeing how everybody was doing, make sure everybody was doing well, and you know. So I think we'll go ahead and cut it a little short this morning, and I know I'm going to go over and see Mama Z this morning, see what she's got going on in her kitchen this morning. So she comes on in about another half hour. So. But I hope the good Lord keeps his eye on everybody. And Thomas Schmidt Homestead, I hope your recovery goes well. Y'all are doing well. Y'all stay safe out there. No dough, no problem. Just grow. We sure do appreciate you, and God bless y'all. Stay safe. And from my buddy Terry over at Poor Boy Homestead, goodbye, you